และตอนนี้นะคะดิฉันก็เข้ามาอยู่ในใจกลางของทำเนียบเอกอัครราชทูตฝรั่งเศสประจำประเทศไทยแล้วนะคะเราจะมาพูดคุยกันกับท่านทูตจิวกาฮาชงค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
Donc bonjour et merci beaucoup de nous avoir ici à votre résidence, c'est très belle.
C'est un grand plaisir de vous accueillir ici dans cette résidence qui est un don du roi de Thaïlande. Le roi Rama IV nous a fait l'immense honneur, l'immense plaisir de nous donner en 1857 cette maison et le terrain. Et depuis, nous sommes restés ici. Et je dois dire que nous avons beaucoup de chance parce que cette maison est magnifique. C'est un témoignage de l'amitié entre les deux pays. C'est un monument historique. Mais le site, en plus, la vue sur la rivière, l'accès à ce site est juste magnifique.
So it's very good location.
Location is just perfect. And the view, I mean, you know, it's just marvelous. In the morning when the whole family have breakfast on the veranda, we just can see the Menam Chao Phraya, and it's so beautiful. So, and the house is historical and it's a beautiful monument.
So I see so many rooms here. Could you introduce some of it?
Oh yes, please, with great pleasure. We are sitting in the main sitting room, and this used to be the original house, the place where we are. And we expanded the house. We built, in fact, the veranda, which is just there, in, I think, 1880. And at the same time, we built also the dining room, which is just behind us, which is marvelous. It's a beautiful dining room. And on our left side, we have also a small sitting room and a smaller dining room. So in fact, this house is very convenient because you have two sizes of dining room and sitting room for big parties and smaller parties. So it's just perfect. The size of the house, the location, just perfect.
And you also stay here with your family as well?
Yes, there is a third story of the house, which is just above us, where the whole family stays. And it's also a beautiful apartment. And you know, it's a kind of luxury to live in such a palace. And every day, I must say, we are grateful to the King of Thailand for giving us this wonderful place.
So it's more than 100 years old already. It's 100.
Yeah, 160 exactly. 60 years.
Exactly,
this house,
60.
But maybe the house is oldest. In fact, it was given to us 160 years ago when we signed a trade treaty, which was the beginning of the diplomatic relation. But in fact, the house already existed. So maybe the house is 10, 20 years older than this. So it's really very old, very old lady.
So you mean that it's the same period as the Portuguese residence, I think?
Oh yes, it's the same period. I think King Mongkut wanted to invite foreign countries to have embassies in Bangkok. So in fact, his policy was to give plots of land to different foreign countries. And the Portuguese and we French received, I mean, this generosity. We received this house and the plot of land around at the time.
That's a very interesting information for Thai people as well. So with 160 years old, how does it reflect our relation?
First, I would like to tell you, I mean, something is that in fact, actually it's older than this. It started, in fact, 333 years from now. The King of Siam sent to France, to King Louis XIV, in 1684, the first embassy to the Kingdom of France at the time. And there were two embassies in 1684 and 1686. Unfortunately, when the King Narai passed away in 1688, his policy didn't last, and there was a gap of 150 years. So that's why we start those diplomatic relations in 1856. But in fact, actually, it started really in 1684. But it was not very substantial afterwards. And in fact, this house is kind of bridge between the two countries. And there were so many connections, and which are reflected in this house. This house has been a part of our common history for such a long time. It's really a landmark, and you know, it's we did a lot of work to maintain the house, and the house is open to the public once a year.
Oh.
In France, we have a kind of, how can I call that? I mean, it's one day a year, all the public buildings are open to visitors, and it happens the same way.
For the
of
Thai
course,
people,
in Thailand,
right?
for the Thai people, I think it's in May. And May or June, it depends on the years, but this house will be open to the public in May and June.
So that's the good news for Thai people. So we talk about the past. Now let's focus on nowadays.
Yes.
What about our bilateral relations nowadays? What are the highlights?
Well, the bilateral relations are very, very substantial. I think maybe we have very strong political ties. Your ambassador in Paris is going to celebrate, I mean, the anniversary of the relations on the 1st of March in Paris, and we shall celebrate it on the 2nd of March. You can see, I mean, how
in
connected
parallel.
we are in parallel. No, and we have very substantial, of course, economic relations also, of course. For us, Thailand is a major partner in Southeast Asia among ASEAN countries. So we have a lot of economic ties. We have about close to 300 French companies present in Thailand. They employ around 70,000 Thai employees here. Among those companies, you have some of the major French companies like Michelin. Michelin is not always known as a French company, but it is French. Total, L'Oréal, and very often those companies from Thailand export in the whole world. So the relations, the economic relations are also very, very tight. We have a lot of trade together. We have a lot of tourists, French tourists visiting Thailand. Last year, in 2016, we had 736,000 French tourists visiting Thailand.
Almost a million.
Close to. And if I may say so, I can tell you that in 2000, we had only 250,000 French tourists. So you can see how it increases every year. And the French people love absolutely Thailand. And we have about 100,000 Thai tourists visiting France as well. So, you know, it's the exchanges of tourists are also very, very, very important. And we have a lot of cooperation in the sector, of course, of French language. His Majesty, the late King, was a wonderful French speaker. Majesty the Queen speaks also French absolutely perfectly. And so the connections for French language in Thailand are very, very close. And we have about here 500,000 Thai people speaking French language. And a lot of Thai people are learning every year French language, and we are very grateful to them. And especially at the Alliance Française and in the universities, and also at school. So first, we have a very strong connection in the sector of teaching of French language. You speak yourself very good French. Congratulations. And we have also a cooperation in the sector of universities and research. We have a lot of agreements. And as we speak, there are about 600 Thai students in French universities, and every year we send about 200 students, new students, to France. So you see, the connections between universities are also very, very strong, and we have a lot of agreements. We have also agreement with the GISDA. I mean, we supply the satellite TO1, and we hope to supply the second one. And also we have very strong artistic connections. You know, La Fête is very well known here. And originally La Fête was a kind of festival, French festival, during 1 or 2 months' time. Now we decided to expand it to the whole year, around here, just, you know, to present a lot of events, but not only focused during a short period of time, but during the whole year.
because it's very successful.
Yes, and you know, Thai people love, I mean, to see French festivals and, you know, French cinema or dance, theater, music. And so, you know, it's always quite successful, and it's very easy to attract French artists to Thailand.
Right.
For us, the job is very simple because the Thai audience is so wonderful that it works always.
What about the French community in Thailand? How big is it?
You're right, it's another major issue for us. We have a large community. Our community, resident community, I mean people living more or less the whole year in Thailand, is around 35,000 people. Maybe it's a little less, maybe it's a little more, but it's close to this figure. So it means a lot of people, a lot of work for the consulate, but also the satisfaction for the ambassador to have a large French community here with a lot of very interesting people, all of them loving Thailand, very connected to Thailand. So it's really a great and useful community, but we need also the help of our Thai partners, because, you know, with such a large community, of course, you have some people having health problems, accidents, many things that happen in daily life. And so we are very happy because we receive a very strong support and work from our Thai partners in favor of this community. So honestly, I mean, it's great. But for us, of course, it's having such a large community is a responsibility. And as I told you before, I mean, we have also a large number of tourists. So as I talk to you, I think we have in Thailand about 65,000 French people. So it's really a large community for us. It's one of the largest in Asia.
So it's a huge responsibility, and now we get a glimpse of our bilateral relations already. So next episode we will focus on France in 2017.
Yes, please.
ค่ะตอนนี้นะคะเราได้รับทราบภาพรวมของความสัมพันธ์ระหว่างฝรั่งเศสแล้วก็ไทยไปแล้วนะคะเดี๋ยวในตอนหน้าค่ะเราจะมาดูเรื่องราวของประเทศฝรั่งเศสที่ต้องจับตามองในปี 2017 กันบ้างค่ะ